What's up, class? Evans here. This is your third lesson. Lesson 1 was civil engineering, and you had to do your drainage selfie. Lesson 2 was just taking notes, and that was about alternate views, where I talked about section views, auxiliary views, detailed views. And then the section views, I had talked about a full section, a half section, and an offset section. So today we're going to draw those. So let me try and flip this thing around and give you some examples on how to draw this. So you should have gotten 3 papers, and that was this piece right here. It's like a plate with a cutout, a slot, a peg, and a little hole. Should have also gotten this section here and this piece here. So I really hope you can see everything I do. I'm going to start with number 2. In the instructions, it says to study the figure below, use points and construction lines to lay out a section view on the grid provided. The cutting plane line will tell you where the full section is cut. Delineate the visible edges of the sketch with the object line. Use section lines to indicate which surface were cut by the cutting plane. So you need this paper. If you don't have this paper, you could have picked it up from the school. You can print it out. If not, just draw it out on a piece of paper where you've got your top view and your right side view down here. So let's start drawing this out. First of all, if I look at it, I can tell, and you just need some sort of ruler or a straight edge. We know that this thing is going to be a box from here to here. You want your lines to be as horizontal and vertical as possible. We know it's going to be this tall. Here to here. There are a few interesting features that we should take note of. From the side view, it would look like this, and we would have some hidden lines for this open area here, hidden lines for this counter bore where we got a larger opening and then a smaller center opening, and then hidden lines for where this slot would be. For instance, this slot is this tall. We know exactly where that thing sits. It sits over here, which is about 5 squares from the top. It should be sitting in the middle, to be honest. And then I've got the center of this circle here. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares over. The edge of that counter bore, which is actually 1.5 squares over. And it's not going to go all the way down, so I won't have it go all the way down. The edge of where it meets with the slot, that I think falls about right on a line. And then we've got the edges of the hole here. Most of these are falling right on a line, if I remember right. So we got 1.5 over is the edge of the counter bore. Then 4 over, we should have the edge of this hole. 2 over is the center of the hole. 2 more over is the edge of the hole. So this hole is 4 squares wide. And then 2 more over, we have the edge of where the counterbore cuts off because of the slot that's cut through it right here. So the other thing that we need to think about is this slot that's here. We have actually 2 points to consider on this slot. The very center of the slot right here, which I'm going to mark, and the slot edge here, which they're very close to each other. They're right up next to each other, if I did that right. Yeah, something like that. Now, the question is depth. We know that the slot comes from here to here, and the counterbore is at this height right here. This is the counterbore height. How far down this is right here. So I'm going to mark that over. Looks like it's about 2.5 units over. Now we know exactly where that sits. Then we've got our hole that goes straight down. Now the hole should go straight down here on this side. But it doesn't go straight down on this side. This slot comes out. If you notice where the slot comes through, it actually clears out this part of the hole right here. So we wouldn't even see that. Now that's something that most of you would probably miss, and it wouldn't be a huge deal for practicing it, but you would want it to look correct. And then this base comes out to here. So we kind of have like a square in here. And 2 things that are also missed often by students, and let me show them to you. If you were to cut this, remember a section view is I'm coming in here and I'm cutting this just straight across. So this we should have, and then we should have a slot here. That's what I've drawn here, this part. If you notice, it curves over and then goes up. So it's actually curving back and going up here. We would see the bottom of the hole here. The slot comes forward right there, but it stops at the middle of the hole. So we would see a line. We wouldn't see this line or this line, nor the center line. The center line is there just to show us where this edge comes through. And here is our section view minus the section lines. The section lines means when I cut it, I can see the material. The section lines are diagonal lines, look like this, and they refer to where it would look cut. Now you might ask, wait, is that correct? Is that how it should look? Is that what it would look like if we cut it in half? Well, let me make one for you and let's try it out. Let me show you. I've got to make something first though. I'm gonna make a few changes, get into some clothes to work outside in my garage, Bat cave. So you hold on there. So let's take this, making that. It's not perfectly to scale, but it should show you what it should look like if I cut it in half. So let's try this out. So these are our section views right here. Look at yours and then look at the piece I just cut. I've got this sliced area right here. Then I've got the open top, the hole, the line that goes halfway through, if I had made it right. And we've got this offset area here. That's it. That's our half section. Boy, I hope that's really showing up on the camera. All right, let's go make our half section view since we did our full section view. The half section view. All right, so notice how this thing goes half of the way through the part instead of all the way through the part like the full section did. This is taking out a quarter of the material, and section already means half. Now, this view right here is circular. It is symmetrical, radial symmetry, which means in this case, the top view is going to be circular and the front and the right side view are going to look exactly the same. So if they're going to look exactly the same, let's do a section view to show all the internal stuff that's going on. So this view is going to look a lot over here. So you can almost just start drawing that. We've got this line coming down here for the edge, and then the edge over here, the bottom. And we've got the section view going right down the middle. And the edge of the top cylinder falls here. That's 2 squares over, 4 squares down. The right side looks exactly as it's going to be. We're going to have no hidden views because in the section view, the half section view, we're going to draw the internal features. Now let's talk about the internal features. We've got a hole being cut in half here. That's going to be half of the first square right there and half of the second square right here. So we should have a hole here. Then we should have the edge coming down here. Going across this way would be the top. Going down here to here. We should have the hole right there. We've got the hole on the top. That is to the edge here. Now this inside circle here, it's a little hard to tell what's happening there until you look here. We've got this hole on the top here. And then as we go down into, it kind of looks like a little lamp stand for an outside lamp stand, like you might see on the street. It has an open area, I suppose, for all the electronics. So that's what we're seeing here. If I take this edge over, It's about 3 squares down. And I line it up to where this outer part is here. It's 1 more square over. We should have like this offset. That. We should have a line back here to show the edge between the smaller cylinder on the inside and the larger cylinder on the inside. And then we should have our section views. All right, this should be our completed half section view. So you're going to take this, I know it's in my engineering notebook, but you're going to take a picture of this drawing that you did with me. Take a picture of this drawing that you did with me. Then you're going to draw this one by yourself. I'll start you off. It has the bottom right here, the top right here, the top of the peg right here, the edges right here to here. Inside of this area here is where your section view is going to be. It's going to come across here, go down into the slot, go across, go down this little hole, come across, down the middle of this peg, down the middle of this slot, which does not go all the way through, by the way. That slot is at a different height. We've got, this is the open area. That's this area here. Then we've got the depth of the slot. That's this area here. And then we've got the hole that goes all the way through. That's this one right there. Now you don't have to draw all over yours like that. I'm just trying to tell you how you're going to do your section view. So draw these three, email them to me at justin.evans@hsc.org, and then I'll see you for the next lesson. Remember, if you have any questions, email me or contact me on at my Edmodo. Goodbye.